Good morning, Raptor freaks. Lexi Otts here, Sunday morning. Happy New Year. It's the first of 2023, and hopefully this year is going to be fantastic for the Raptors. We're going to be looking at the year for the Raptors last year, and also maybe doing a little resolutions for the different players and personnel around the Raptors organization, maybe thinking of stuff that they can have for, just for the new year. Who knows? All right, let's check in first with the comments. And I see that Monique is first this morning. Happy New Year, Monique Lawrence. I really appreciate you being here this morning. Happy New Year, everyone. Go Raptors. Appreciate all the great friendships from this channel. Only up for you, Lex, and more good things for our boys in 2023. Thank you, Monique. I really appreciate it. I really do. Yo, I got a lot of issues today because Adriana and I broke up, and I'm really sad about it right now. And I don't like this at all. And I might have a hard time doing this stream today, y'all. Randolph Phillips, Happy New Year to our beloved Raptor Freaks gang. May you and your loved ones be abundantly blessed for 2023 and beyond. Love to you all. Thank you, Randolph Phillips. I appreciate you today on this trying day for me on the first day of 2023. Monique is also saying, I find Fred needs more resolutions than anyone else, more appreciative fans than negative ones. If you know what I mean by that, go Fred. Yes, we've been hard and we know it, but let's get lifted him up from here. Yeah. Listen, Freddie's having a tumultuous end of the second half of the year this year, and I believe in him. I trust him to get his shot back and to get going in the right direction. So you go, Fred, and we believe in you, and we know that everything's going to work out for you this spring, and you're going to get everything figured out very soon. We love you, man. Jimmy Pope, Happy New Year. Raptor Freaks, thank you, Jimmy Pope. Happy New Year. Monique also is saying, Precious, we are officially waiting and happy. I appreciate that, Monique. And yeah, we can't wait for Precious to get back. If we could get Precious back for Indiana tomorrow, that'd be fantastic. But definitely for Milwaukee on Wednesday, we really do need Precious for Milwaukee for sure. Let's see. Tom Duke is saying, at times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. And each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame with in us. Thank you, Lex. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. It's 3 years. We've been together 3 years. I hate this so much. I don't know what I'm going to do, y'all. I got to figure this out. I really hate this. I don't think I can go without her. I don't know if we should be apart. I got to get her back. Oh, damn, man. Damn. Damn. All right, let me keep going. Mike's here. It's Logical Raptors fanatic. I'm so happy to see you, Mike. Happy New Year's. Salute Real Ones. Project Truth always. Big facts. Tom, Duke, the light is what makes a difference. Yeah. And I appreciate you guys right now. In some ways, this is really hard to be on here with how I feel, but also you guys are a part of like helping me too. And I'm thankful for you, Tom. I'm thankful for both you guys. Bro, I just broke up with my lady for 3 years, and I appreciate that, Tom, Jimmy Pope, man. I appreciate that. All right, let me just try and do what I do on here, and that'll get me through this. It's just real fresh. It's real fresh. All right, I got my calendar from last year that has got all the games marked. And in January of last year, we started really good. We had a win on New Year's Eve against the Clippers, and we carried that win into 2022 with 5 more wins. And they were against New York, San Antonio, and Milwaukee, in Utah, and New Orleans. And that 6-game winning streak was great. And then we played the Phoenix Suns here, and that was the game where the Raptor distracted Devin Booker. And that was, I'm just going over the whole season real quick. Then right after that, we lost that game to Detroit, and we were all like pissed. And we were like, oh, our team's in trouble. But then we won against Milwaukee the very next day when Bobby Portis tried to punk Pascal Siakam.
and we turned it around, and we were really worried about things. And then we had Miami games. We ended up in January 10-6. Was a really good month for us in 2022. We have some really bad months, but 10-6 was really good for the Raptors. But the next month was even better. In February, well, no, not the next month. It was actually March we did the best. But in February, we were 8-4, and we had the All-Star break. And that was nice. The All-Star break was good, having Precious and Scotty go to the Rising Stars. And of course, Fred making the All-Star team for the first time in his career. That was a big, big deal and well-deserved, because now the man could say, I am an NBA All-Star for the rest of his career. And hopefully he'll get another one at some point, but you never know. Sometimes you don't get another season like that. And yeah, we had some roughness at the end of February where we lost some bad games to Charlotte and Atlanta. But one thing is, we always kept it good against Brooklyn. We had those 2 games in a row that we beat Brooklyn going into March. I remember going to that game where Goran came back after we traded him for Thad, and we got to boo him. And that was a big win when we beat Brooklyn 2 games in a row, especially this season, since we've already been swept by them this season. We won't play them the rest of the season. The fact that we beat their ass last season is really good. And I'll remember those memories of the spring and how good that felt to beat Brooklyn like that, because we didn't do it this year, and that sucks. It really does suck. And then in March, we were 11-5, and that really was our best month of the whole entire calendar 2022, because that was also the road trip where we went out west, and we made a franchise record, won 5 games in a row in the Western Conference road trip, and we'd never done that in franchise history. That was the same. Fred came back for the Spurs game, and then we went on to beat the Phoenix and Denver 2 nights in a row, the Lakers, and then the Clippers. And that was fantastic. We had never, ever done that as a team. And, that was such a good month. I just really love March of this past year that we just had. It was so, so good. 11-5. Now, if we could have like an 11-5 record for this month, January 2023, this will really help us get back more close to being like near the middle of the Eastern Conference, and hopefully in a playoff spot like number 6, and not exactly in a play-in spot. Now, April was a little tough, because obviously that was getting into the playoffs and playing the Sixers in the first round and then going out in 6 games. By the 28th of April, we were done for the season. And it's too bad, because we had a lot of promise this year. And, with Fred getting those 2 fouls early in game 1, Scotty get his ankle stepped on, Gary having a mystery illness before the series even started, there was a lot of things that were really messed up for the playoffs against the Sixers this past year. And it sucks, because I would have wanted a real chance, like with us the real Raptors at full strength, to really see what it would have been against us, against the Sixers. We really didn't get the right Raptors. And when we did start to get the right Raptors, it was too late. That they already had 3 games on us, and it was too bad. It really was too bad. But it was a successful year, all intents and purposes. As far as we got to the playoffs, we got rookie Scotty Barnes experience in the playoffs right away. And we had such a hard start of the season, very much like this year, that we turned it around and made it happen in the spring of this year. So I was so happy with the last season, even though it was a tough year overall. And it was a development year, but also a winning year, and that's very difficult to do. So we should be proud of that. The offseason was a great offseason in a lot of ways. We drafted Christian Koloko in 2022, and I think that in the years to come, this is going to be something that we look back on and feel really good about, because of his development and the things that he starts to grow into as a player. He's got a lot of potential. Obviously, he's going to be a great defensive player, but his offense is something that we don't have any idea what the ceiling or what he could end up doing by the end of it all. And I'm really intrigued by that. Then we can start talking about this season, because I just want to do a quick review. This isn't like a really long thing or anything. So, but yeah, this was the summer of like Kevin Durant and his trade bullshit. And like the whole talk of that and how we weathered the storm as a team, and like the players were real smart about how dealing with it. What it couldn't have been easy, for people like OG and Gary to deal with the Kevin Durant trade talk all summer. And then also was the summer of Scotty Barnes and Twitch and all the fun times. Like this may be the one thing that I remember the most about 2022 is getting to spend the summer with Scotty on Twitch and actually getting to meet him at the Bowlway event also. So if anything I'll remember about 2022 overall, it may be the ability to hang out with Scotty virtually and get a picture with him this year. And that the 2022 will be great just for that in itself. The possibility to hang out with Scotty and get to know him through Twitch was, I mean, it's invaluable. I don't understand. I can't put a value on that. That's just something that I just feel so blessed that I got that opportunity to interact with him and talk to him. Now, we had a weird start to the season. It was great. I think it was going really good. We were mostly a winning team, and then injuries hit. It really was when Siakam did the split in Dallas that everything started to go to shit for the Raptors all of a sudden in this season, and it sucks. It's just really, been a difficult season since Siakam split, and then other people have just started like missing games. Precious for a long, long time now. We're still waiting for him to come back. And Gary Trent missed some games there, here and there. We missed games with Fred a lot recently in the last 2 months. And OG even has missed time. Pascal comes back. It's just been a really hard time for Nick to get continuity with this lineup and who's available and get them all going at the same time. It's like guys are coming in and out, and they all have to either ramp up and get back into conditioning shape, or we got to get, some sort of like adjustment to deal with it and plug in the holes. It's just been a difficult start to the 2022-2023 season. But I really do have faith in them that they can start turning around and getting it going. Like if this is going to be like this past year that we just had, 2022, hopefully we can get on win streak right now. Or at least have, like I said, I want to get 12, 11 wins in this month of January, and that'll really help right the ship. If these guys can figure it out and get it done, man, it'll really, really help things. But once again, there's no guarantees, and we could just hope. But yeah, last month was tough. December, a 5-10 month, not the best way to finish 2022, and it sucks. It was just a hard end of the month, ending month of the year. Just dark and just not easy in a lot of ways, whether it was with the team or just with things going on in my personal life. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want to be on here for too long. I do appreciate the support and the concern. And don't worry, I'm not going to miss a beat. This may be the hardest one I got to do right now. But, yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying. Boston saying, I'm sorry to hear about the breakup. Raptor Freak talking is good, man, but don't overdo it. Take some time, man. Don't do anything drastic. I won't do anything drastic, Boston sports, and I appreciate that coming from a Celtics fan, man. Seriously. Respect. I mean, it's 3 years, man, and there's really some special things about her and I. And I don't know how to deal with them right now. It's a void, man. It's a void. And I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. But I'm gonna take it minute by minute, step by step, day by day, and just try and do the best I can and just be smart. I'm not gonna be doing anything crazy. I do not drink anymore, so I will not be hitting no bottles. And that's the most important thing. I do not need to pick up no alcohol. Mike saying, geez, Lex, man, I feel for you. Sometimes tough times lead to better things. It's hard to see now, but you got a bunch of real ones that care about you more than just YouTube. You're here. We're here. Go Raps. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. I'm gonna watch your new stuff today. I got it on my YouTube list to watch today, and I really appreciate the distraction of your content. And you keep going, Mike. You're doing great, and I really appreciate you, bro. Tom saying 100% logical. You were so good, Lex. Let's go, buddy. I might have to come out to Toronto sooner than later. Tom, you come to Toronto. You know my offer stands, and yes, it'll be great. Monique, thank you, and please be there for her too, because I know that you're good friends with her, and I don't. It's, we're both gonna need people right now,
And I don't even know if this is the right thing. I mean, I want to try and get her back because I don't like this at all. I don't like how this thing is going with her and I want us to be back together. I don't want to we're way better together, Monique. But thank you. Jimmy's saying, yeah, I got to go to the game 6. It would have been crazy if we won that game. Yeah, game 6 of the playoffs would have changed a whole lot if we just came with the same energy from game 5 at Wells Fargo. We played them so well in Philadelphia. In fact, the fans were leaving early. They were booing their own team. And then they come back here and they put in one of these bad efforts that they've been having recently. And I don't like that. These Raptors got to get real pro about coming to the games with that serious, like, Raptor effort that we need night in, night out. Because that was our ultimate demise in the playoffs this past year in game 6, the game that Jimmy went to, and he didn't see the same Raptors from the last game where we absolutely dominated Philadelphia and it really made them look real bad on their own court. I was like tricked. I was like, oh man, the Raptors are back and we have the momentum. We can win this series. But then they didn't come correct at home for game 6. And that really was the end of our season last year. They just needed to come back better and bring that stuff that they had learned from game 5 into game 6. And they would have gone further, pushed another game 7, and boom, played game 7 and Philadelphia on their home court. We had just played them so well on their home court before. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's too bad. That game, man, that would have been. It was annoying because I saw them just not working as hard as they should have been in game 6. And I'm like, come on, Raptors, you can't have one of these kind of games right now. You got to do this. You got to be better. Let me keep going, and I will get off of here pretty quickly, guys, because I don't want to hang around too long. Mike saying past California road trip streak was fire. The West Coast is under an extreme weather warning for later this month. Yeah. Mike saying, all right, well, when we go on this road trip later this month, it's going to be really interesting to see. Hopefully, like, look, nothing cures things better than playing the Charlotte Hornets 2 games in a row in your own house. I can't wait to play the Hornets 2 games in a row, and we need to really win both those games and really start winning some of these games. There's going to be tough games like Milwaukee and Boston that are in this month, but there's going to be a lot of games that are kind of like against mid teams that really we need to show that we can be that upper tier like Milwaukee and Boston and beat the shit out of New York, Indiana, Charlotte. All these teams that are kind of like that, we need to beat them this month, right? This coming up, like starting tomorrow with the Pacers, beat them. And then, all right, Milwaukee's a good measuring stick. It's a test. And we'll see where we're at when we get them on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm excited, and I want to kick some ass tomorrow. Like, really want to kick some ass against the Indiana Pacers tomorrow, man. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right. Nameless is saying, Happy New Year's, everybody. Vibes are strong. Yes, Nameless. Thank you. Donka Shane. I don't know. Tom Duke saying, I totally will think fondly of 2022 and smile about the morning spent with you folks. Indiana's on a little win streak, and the Raptors are going to bust that. Let's go streaking for Lex already, Raptors. All right. I hope so. I mean, we're going to see them. So the guys are traveling today to Indiana. It looked like they had a nice New Year's Eve from what I could see. We just saw like Precious post a little bit. And then there was Thad Young and his family were watching this fireworks out in front, down at the waterfront here in Toronto, which was nice to see and stuff like that. Oh, also, let me just real quick review the G League game yesterday for the 905 playing on New Year's Eve in Iowa. We had a 4-point loss, and there was a really weird game. There was some weird stuff that happened at the end of the game where Delano Banton was in foul trouble, and he got his 5th foul, but they took him out of the game. And this is another thing. Why wasn't Eric Curry coaching this game? Does anybody know why Eric Curry was not the coach? They had an emergency backup coach for the 905 yesterday. One of the assistants coached the game. And Delano Banton was amazing. He played so good in this game. He was 11 of 27, 4 3-pointers, 5 of 5 at the free throw line, 10 rebounds with 3 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, 5 block shots,
35 points for Delano yesterday, and he really almost did take them completely back to win this one, very much like the game on Thursday that they were losing. And then, like, the Iowa Wolves announcers were talking about this yesterday. They're like, oh, here comes Banton again. He's going to do it again, Jim. And they were talking about, because they were expecting Delano to just rise up in the fourth quarter, and he almost did. They had their opportunities. But with 45 seconds to go in the game, Delano got a foul, and for some reason, he came out of the game. He went and sat on the exercise bike, and he was pedaling. And then, like, they realized he could actually play in the game. So it's like, I don't know if the refs got mixed up on his fouls and told him he was fouled out and took him out of the game. And then, like, with 20 seconds to go, they brought him back into the game all of a sudden. And apparently Delano was pissed. He was, like, yelling at the officials about how they fucked up with how many fouls he had, and they made him leave the game when he only actually had 5 fouls. It's such a weird situation. I've never seen anything like this in a basketball game. And Brent Haskell and the rest of those refs in the game for the 905 yesterday, they're going to get in trouble because they fucked this up so bad, honestly. Because they told the man he had too many fouls, he had to leave. And so he left, and he missed 20 seconds of the last minute of the game. He could have been in there from 45 seconds to 22 seconds, and that may have made a difference. It's such a weird situation. We lost by 4 points, and it's crazy how quickly they score points in such little time on 905 level. Like, I see, like, the amount of time on the clock, and I'm like, oh, there's no time left. And they're still managed to, between the two teams, score like 8 or 10 points within like 40 seconds. And I'm like, what is going on with this game? So they took Delano out, and it was just really bizarre and weird. I never, ever seen that in a game before, where the refs fucked up on counting the fouls, made the guy leave the court, and it would really matter because he was our best player. He was like our superstar. And, like, oh my gosh, what a fuck up in a crazy game. So the Raptors 905 are now 1-1. And my 3 stars for the game are, number 1, Delano Banton, as I just talked about him. Reggie Perry was pretty good last night. He did better than he's been doing recently. He's the 2nd star, 10 and 22 from the field, 1 3-pointer, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 25 points, a +5. And then I'll go with Sterling Brown for the 3rd star, 32 minutes, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 3-pointers, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, +15. The best plus minus on the team, 20 points for Sterling Brown. And not a bad job overall by a lot of the Raptors. There were different guys who stepped up. Ron Harper Jr. was pretty good in the game also. Saban Lee's annoying to me. Like, the guy is kind of selfish, and I don't really know if I like him on our team. I wish that Philly had just kept him up. But obviously, Tyrese Maxey's come back, so now Saban Lee's back with the 905 playing with them again. David Johnson actually had a good game last night. This is the best game David Johnson's had in a while. He was 4 for 7, 2 of 2 from 3-point range, 10 points. And the other side, who was their guy? It was DJ Carton. Carton killed us, 32 points and 10 assists. So, there's your 905 wrap up for yesterday. And they'll play again tomorrow, actually. They're playing at the same time as the Raptors are playing tomorrow. So 905 are having their 3rd game tomorrow. So, all right, let's see. Boston saying, you're a really good dude, Raptor Freak. I know I'll take shots joking around, but I wouldn't come here if I didn't like you in the channel. You got a lot to offer. Just know that. Happy New Year's, freaks. Thank you, Boston Sports. That does mean a lot coming from you on this difficult morning for me, seriously. All right, I'm going to try and go out with some dignity here, guys, and I'll just read up the last couple comments you guys got. Mike saying, respect, Lex, for your support. It's a long one, but a lot of new stat line metrics and tons of stat logic. It's definitely something to build on using the coloring system. Cool. All right, Mike. I'm intrigued. I got time. Listen, I'm actually kind of glad it's kind of long because it'll be good. Jimmy saying, be strong, my guy. Go Raptors. 2023 going to be a special year. Big dubs, baby. Thank you, Jimmy Pope. And that's right. I'm going to make this year a W no matter what happens. It's just life. You live it, you go through it, and you make adjustments, and hopefully things change for the better. And I gotta talk to her still. I gotta figure out this stuff with her. I don't like what's going on. Tom Duke saying, I thought he was fouled out as much as Delano did. Someone must have counted wrong. It was so weird, Tom, wasn't it? Because I was like, all right, he has 5 fouls. And then I forgot, like, is the 905 have different rules than the NBA? Like, if you get 5 fouls in 905, do you get fouled out? And it's like, oh, I guess it is like that. But I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. You could get more than you got to get 6 fouls to foul out. Yeah, it was totally confusing. And I think it was the referees who totally fucked up on the count. Like the coach or the 905 coach, not Eric Curry, the guy who was filling in. I don't even know who it was. He's not dumb enough to just like take him out because he thought it was this, they would force him out and say, you fouled out, you got to leave. So it didn't make any sense why he was out of the game all of a sudden. It was really weird. Nick Nurse resolutions, Monique. All right, how about this? Nick Nurse, for your New Year's resolution for 2023, I'd like you to make a New Year's resolution to use your bench and your players better overall. I'd like you to really try and discover things, especially if this is going to be not a total like playoff year where we're going for a championship or anything like that. You've got to get guys like Malachi, Delano, Christian, all these guys, Cam. I just want you to play everybody and not wear everybody out. Like this may be a year where you don't want to put a lot of mileage or wear and tear on the bodies of Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, and Fred VanVleet. That you may want to recalibrate and maybe like start playing other guys and flesh it out the minutes more equally. Because if you could do this, Nick, this may be, I mean, I know you want to prime them up and get as many reps as possible, but I feel like, you don't want to put so much mileage on their bodies, especially in a year that's kind of not a competing year if it does turn out that way. I want to give y'all a chance still. But really, this month of January may decide a lot of this. What's our record going to look like after 16 games of January 2023? Should we just start letting other guys get more development time and stop wearing these guys down so heavy with 40 minutes a game? That's my resolution for Nick right there. And also maybe to be like a little crazy like you have been in the past and think out of the box and not be so stubborn to things that you've used for a while that you think have been working for a long time, but maybe they need to be passed by and you need to start like maybe trying new things in their place. So yeah, I know you'll be innovative and creative and also just be more equitable. That's what I would say. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Tom Duke saying I never should have let the game made all the difference. I know. Like if Delano had stayed in for those 20 extra seconds, he was scoring so much per 5 seconds. We probably would have won the game. It's crazy. Tom Duke saying would have been a great comeback to end the year for 905. It's crazy. It's weird. But like here in the NBA, it's the same thing. It's hard to win both games in a 2-game series against the same team when that was what it was. We beat Iowa Wolves on Thursday. Well, it's really hard to beat the same teams 2 games in a row, especially when you just saw them pretty good. So let's see. Ultimate hit job. Hey, new way to lose. Learned. Yeah, very weird, like ref manipulation for the 905. And at least maybe this didn't happen on the main team in the big Raptors game. That would be really crazy if something like this happened. Tom Duke, thank you for the funny face. And Mike saying, so Doughton's contract expires at the end of the year, and he's in restricted free agency. And the qualifying offer is 1.7 million. The money Champagnie was going to get looked at Doughton's contract numbers harder. Interesting. So you think that that's part of the move with waiving Champagnie is that money may be freed up to help us keep Jeff Doughton in the future. Interesting. And also Tom Duke saying, sounds about right. Logical Raptors fanatic. We are all looking forward to some changes. Makes sense. Difference. Well, let's see. Let's give them a little bit more chance. Get Precious back healthy this week, hopefully, and we hopefully can see this team at full strength and pretty good health, and just try and get some wins in January. I don't want to check anything until All-Star break. In some ways, I really kind of want to give them a chance to still right the ship and just try and kick so much ass in the month of January leading up to the All-Star break. But if things are just still kind of like they are now. I think we really need to recalibrate what the ship's sailing towards for the rest of the season after that. And all right, guys, thanks for joining with me. I know this is an awkward and weird one. I'm not going to be promoting this one, and the only real ones will come through and see this. and know that I'm going to be strong and I'll be all right. I appreciate y'all being considerate of me in this trying time. I appreciate y'all. Lolita saying love to you. Thank you, Lolita. All right, I'm just going to get off it right away. Please subscribe if you join my channel. I appreciate and love y'all. Happy New Year's. And I will be back tomorrow with the preview at 9:30 in the morning. Let's go, Raptors!